So tell me, Brendan, why does video work? Like, kind of frame this out for us about like why we should consider video, why we should think about video. What do we need to know?
Yeah, well, we know why video works because of our experience. I mean, Connor and I started kind of partnering together as twins, which was a really cool opportunity when he was working on his practice, trying to grow his practice, trying to develop more clients. And he kept running into roadblocks. And the roadblocks involved, feeling so distant from his ideal client, not really being connected to them, having a good handle on the people he was seeing, but outside of that, really feeling at a loss for how he was going to reach out to more people and just feeling so distant. And so what he was trying to do was he was doing what most clinicians do, which is a great thing to do. He signed up for some online profiles, and he Psychology Today, and also developed a website and a Facebook presence and social media. And he was writing blogs. He was really trying to write blogs, which is a great practice as well. And as he was writing his blogs, he started to reflect on, why am I feeling so blocked when I'm trying to write these blogs? It feels like I am just spinning in circles, trying to communicate who I am and trying to convince people that, try to emulate what it's like to be with me through my writing. And I feel so like my hands are tied behind my back. And he just kept trying to think there's got to be a way around this. And finally he was like, I've got to, what if I use my history in video making and I start making videos? And so he did. And he started doing for other people first, actually, and started trying out it's kind of hard to shoot video of yourself. We started doing it for other people first, and seeing that it started to produce results of people coming in and going, well, I feel like I already know you. Or when I saw your video, I knew you were the right therapist for me. And so Connor did a video for himself, and he ended up being able to just fill up the available spots that he had set aside for his practice, his goal of adding.
So what was his goal at that time?
His goal was, I think he was at around 6 or 7, and he got up to 15 to 20 clients in the first couple of months of doing video marketing. And it was just it was like turning a light on, the reason that works is that, and I think this is especially true for therapists who are just off the charts in terms of interpersonal skills, and so for a therapist to be able to get in front of a camera and you feel like you're sitting down with them and you get all the nonverbals of what it's like to be with you, sitting down in a chair or whatever, and to be able to hear you talk directly to them about, your pain point. And so if you can imagine, you're desperately in need of help and you have nowhere to turn, but you see that a therapist has posted a video where they're specifically speaking out to your needs, and you go, man, I just totally resonate with this person, understands me, they get me. And they're the kind of person that I could imagine sitting down with, versus trying to go and find, maybe a small profile picture with a list of specialties. When you compare the two, even, results wise, the kind of conversion rates you get, video comes out way ahead. So.
Yeah, well, I think it seems like we're just wired for that personal connection that, you think about even just story in general and talking to people, the people that understood I need to pay attention around the campfire as to where the lions and tigers are, those are the ones that survived. And that it's amazing how we still have that kind of primal story inside of us. The campfire's changed. It's now this glowing light called a computer. But, even every night, my wife and I will watch a little bit of Netflix, maybe not every night, but some nights. But it's we love story. We love hearing people's stories. We love learning from failure stories. And so it just seems like in our own brains, video taps into that more than just reading a blog post or more than just reading copy on a Facebook page.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, video just speaks. I mean, if an image is 1,000 words, videos is 10,000 words.
Right.
So video.
So like, how's the internet changed things for therapists or for the kind of the way that we consume information?
Yeah, totally. So before, maybe 10 years ago, I don't know, I don't have a specific number, but the internet really more like functioned as a yellow pages, like here, where can I go to find services? And most people actually still think of the internet as this way, as kind of an accessible yellow pages, kind of a directory of services. So you go, you search for what you need, you go online, you find the phone number, and you contact that person. Well, that worked when the internet was first starting because people still had that kind of mindset. Consumers had that mindset of, I know what service I need, I'm going to go online and find it, and I'm going to go get that service. But that's not the way people use the internet anymore. They much more, it's they don't use it so much like a yellow pages. They use it more like a tasting room of a winery, where you go, I'm not sure what wine I want, but maybe if I go to this winery and this winery and this winery, and I go sample some tasting rooms, I can get a taste for the wine, and I can start interacting with that and get a sense for what I need. And so people will go online and go, I need a therapist, I don't know who I need. And they'll begin interacting, and they'll be drawn to the people where they can get the most value right there online, and interact with them. So they're going to your website, they're going to your profile, they're going to your Facebook page, looking to interact and get a taste of what it's like to be with you, not so much to just call you up, because they don't fully trust you yet. There's so many therapists online right now that are out there, that they're just flooded with the options. That's kind of one of the negative parts about the internet, is it gives us so many options. They're just flooded with information. And so in order to cut through the clutter, they need to be able to taste and experience the therapist, and to interact with them long before they actually call them up.
Yeah, it's almost like the average consumer, even outside of therapy, has such a catered experience. I mean, you think about going on Facebook. So I get the stream of news from the things that I've liked or I've commented on, and Facebook knows, okay, he hasn't commented on my cousin's stuff in years. I'm not going to put that in the feed anymore. And even just the other day, so we have this thing called Meijer in Michigan, which is like a supermarket. So we have this M Perks, every time you buy something, they keep track of it. And we just got this coupon in the mail. And it was interesting because we've been Airbnb-ing our house. So we got our mail, and then we went to my in-laws' house to stay there. And they had the same flyer. And in ours, it had coupons for avocados, spinach. What else did it have? Like all the normal things we buy.
Yep, we got that too. We're in Michigan as well. It's kind of creepy.
And then it's so creepy, but it's so helpful. I'd rather get coupons
awesome.
for that than a bunch of junk that I'm not going to buy. But then I looked at theirs and I was like, you guys have ice cream on your coupons. And so it's like our normal experience is that businesses try to serve us better and better and better. And it does get to that level of kind of creepy. But I think that what happens when people are looking for therapists is therapists are often so far behind other businesses that those that use video, even a little bit to demonstrate their skills, are able to rock it out and get new clients so quickly just because hardly anybody's doing it.
Yeah, totally. So that, I love what you're saying there is, and what it makes me think of is our posture as business owners. And this is something I'm really passionate about is most people have the build it and they'll come mentality. And it's like, hey, I put my stuff out there. I got my license, like I became a therapist. I opened up an office. How come people aren't coming into my door, And it's understandable. I mean, therapists have done so much work to get to where they're at. And it can be tempting to be like, okay, how come people don't, just come flooding in my door or aren't flooding my website or calling up all the time? And we have to maintain that same posture of reaching out to others, of making ourselves available, being the first to make the first move. And so doing video is an example of that. It's kind of reaching out your hand first to people who may be afraid to take the first step, who may be, confused about what they need. And you can help introduce yourself and create the beginnings of a relationship that makes a difference. So,
it seems like that relationship, it's starting the second they get on your website, the second they watch that video, and it almost just flows right into the therapeutic relationship.
Yes, exactly. It's actually the beginning of a therapeutic relationship. Is you're reaching out, and that speaks volumes to someone and goes, oh, they're here for me. I'm not there for them. They're here for me, and they're wanting to meet my needs. And it takes a lot of strength to be able to do that as a therapist, to be able to go, okay, I'm going to start reaching out. I'm going to make myself available, not in ways that are convenient for me, but ways that are convenient for others.